Hi guys, my name is Jordan and I work in account management and sales here at First Derivative. Working in sales and account management is everything you probably think it would be. It's fast-paced, it's challenging, it's exciting. But I think one of the things I really like about it is that every day is completely different. So I know everyone kind of says that for a lot of jobs, but you may be working with other sales team members trying to figure out a new strategy for an account. You might be working with subject matter experts, practice leads, whether that be, regulatory experts, data engineers, KDB, Java, cloud experts. Like there are so many different things that you can touch on and get exposure to. And it's a really great way to really expand your horizons and see how you might be able to bring something new to a client, as well as really helping build those relationships across the board. So I joined First Derivative about 7 years ago now, so really quite a long time. I was living in Northern Ireland at the time, so a relatively local firm, although I'm from the States originally, but it definitely has a very international reputation. And that's one of the things that really drew me to FD and being able to get exposure to, an international landscape, while still working kind of close to home. And it had a lot of opportunity to grow both, with my own development and career growth, but also international opportunities as well. I think one of the things that I really enjoy about my job, but does make it slightly challenging sometimes, is that I have a very global role. So I've got clients that are in Tokyo, Singapore, Hong Kong, to locally here in London, the UK, and some in Europe, as well as some that are based in the US and Canada. So I could start my morning talking to people in Tokyo, Singapore, and then end my day speaking to people in Toronto or Montreal or New York. So there are a lot of really exciting parts of that, including being able to travel internationally. So I'm actually about to go on a business trip to Singapore. But the other side of that is that sometimes your days can be very busy and very full. So definitely important to manage your work-life balance around that. But FD is really good about having, a really good culture, which makes it really enjoyable. It's actually really hard to give what a day-to-day looks like because every day is a bit different. So some days you're fully in the office or on client site, working with different people, running all over London or all over anywhere else. Some days you're working fully from the office, or some days fully from home on calls or working on proposals or sitting in a boardroom planning out a strategy for an account or figuring out a proposal. Really everything could be a bit different. So it's one of the things that's really interesting about the job is that every day could be a little bit different, and you've got that kind of structure in terms of the things you need to do every day, like checking in with different clients, checking in on the projects that you might be running within your accounts, stuff like that, as well as the new stuff that comes up all the time. It is so hard to say what I would be doing if I wasn't in sales right now, mostly because I've actually done a lot of things at First Derivative. So I started off in PR and marketing, then moved into a more kind of people-focused role, so HR and people operations, and then I moved into a business management role for the engineering division, so looking at our growth, people care, training, and more strategically how we're going to hire and build out our talent to service what our clients need. And then moved into a client-facing role, so my role now, a little over a year ago. So I've done a lot of different things. I think the operations management was really interesting and challenging in that regard, and I learned a lot in that space. So I think if I was going to do anything else, I'd probably go back into that sort of role.